Hey guys. All righty. I hope you had a great review day in math yesterday, but today back to chapter 6. All right, so today we're talking about simplest form. So when a fraction is in simplest form, it just means that it is represented in the fewest equal parts as possible. So it's in the smallest version of itself. We'll say it like that. Okay, so in order to find the simplest form, we're going to have to be finding the greatest common factor. Yes, we are bringing chapter 5 back into chapter 6. Everything we learn eventually comes all back into play with each other, okay? So there's a couple steps. Step 1, though, we're going to find the factors of both the numerator and the denominator, okay? Both of them. So remember, factors are what? What is a factor? Someone remind me. Oh, come on. We remember? Good. Factors are the numbers that we multiply together to get a number. So we've got our fraction, 8/10. So let's go ahead and find the factors of both the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so what is one factor pair I can get use to get 8? Very good. I can do 1 times 8. What else can I do? Very good. I can do 2 times 4. Okay. Is there anything else? Nope, that's it. Okay. What about 10? What are my factors of 10? Good. Can do 1 times 10. And then what else? Then 2 and 5. Very good. Okay, so now I'm going to find the greatest common factor, which means the largest factor that they have in common. So let's go ahead and find the factors that they share first, okay? So we've got 1 in common. We've got 2 in common. We have anything else? Nope, just 1 and 2. But we're going to be using the greatest common factor, okay? And it can't be 1. So our greatest common factor is what? 2. Very good. So that GCF, that greatest common factor that we're going to be using is 2. So now we're going to get to step 2. Step 2, we're going to take that greatest common factor that we found, and we're going to divide the numerator and the denominator by that number, okay? So let's write our fraction back out here, 8/10, and we're going to divide both the numerator and the denominator by our GCF, or that 2 that we found that they have in common. Okay. So 8 divided by 2, what is that? We can also think of it as 2 times what gives us 8. Very good. 8 divided by 2 is 4. What is 10 divided by 2? Or 2 times what equals 10? Very good. It is 5. And then that is 8/10 in simplest form. We cannot divide that down any smaller than that is. When we have our factors of 4 and 5, we've got 1, 2, and 4, and then we've got 1 and 5. The only thing they have in common is 1, and that GCF cannot be 1 because we're going to get the same answer that we already had. So when you find that your numerator and denominator do not have anything in common other than 1, it is now in simplest form. All right, let's do one more, okay? One more. Let's look at 10/12. So remember, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to list out the factors of both the numerator and the denominator, okay? So let's go ahead and list our factors out. For 10, we've got what? Very good. 1 times 10. And then what else do we have? Ooh, oh, I heard it. Very good. 2 times 5. Great job. Okay, so there's all of our factors of 10. So now we've got to find our factors of 12. Okay, so what is our first factor of 12? Our first factor pair we can always think of. Very good. 1 times 12. Then what do we have? Yes, heard it. 2 times 6. And then we have one more. We've got one more. Very good. 3 times 4. Okay. So now we're going to go through and find the factors that they have in common. Okay. Do they have 1 in common? Yes, they do. Do they have 2 in common? Yes. 3? Nope. 4? No. 5? Nope. 6? Nope. 10? No, and no to 12 either. Okay, so the 2 factors they have in common are 1 and 2. What is that greatest common factor? Very good. It's going to be this 2. That's going to be the greatest common factor. Very good. So now, what do we do with that greatest common factor? What is our next step to finish this up? Very good. We're going to have to divide the numerator and the denominator by that greatest common factor. Okay, so I've got to do 10 divided by 2 and 12 divided by 2. Remember, whatever we do the numerator, we must also do to the denominator to make sure that they balance out. Okay, all right, so 10 divided by 2 is, bingo, 5. Very good. What about 12 divided by 2? Very good. 6 is correct. So the simplest form of 10/12 is 5/6. All right, so remember when you're finding the simplest form to list out all those factors, find the greatest one they have in common, and then divide that numerator and that denominator by that GCF to get your simplest form. All right, guys, great work today. Make sure you're checking your folders for any assignments. Come back to this lesson if you need it. And tomorrow is Friday. We're almost done with another week, guys. You are doing awesome. Keep it up, and I will see you back here for another lesson tomorrow.